Share the screen.
Good mythical morning, a part of your daily.
Okay.
Let's talk about that. Good mythical morning.
Thank you sincerely for making Good Mythical Morning a part of your daily routine, along with a balanced breakfast.
Even if it's not breakfast time, it's mythical breakfast for your mind, for your soul.
And a kiss from a loved one.
And a kiss from a loved one.
Okay, people are inventing things all the time, right? And it's just human nature that they're gonna do some stupid stuff. I mean, what I have found is that when people start inventing things, they get things wrong in a hilariously bad fashion. So what I've done is
Do you need subtitle? Do you need to have subtitle?
Yeah.
Turn it on. Maybe you need. Okay.
Being smart is not a prerequisite to invent something.
No, you just got to invent something. It can happen right now. I just invented something. I'll tell you about it later.
Stupid ideas sometimes make a lot of money.
They do. These, I don't believe, made much money. But what I've done, we've gone through the past about 100 years, the past century.
Okay.
And I'm going to go in chronological order, going back to 1910, starting with...
These are real.
These are real. The parachute jacket. I've got pictures for all of them. Okay, so this thing was invented by Franz Reichelt in 1910. Now, this is a jacket, a suit, basically, that an aviator, that's someone who flies a plane, was supposed to wear, and you could just jump out of the plane and spread your arms, and it would turn into a parachute, and you would live.
It seems like that was just waiting to be invented.
Now, believe it or not, this dude, in order to prove its efficacy, jumped off of the first deck of the Eiffel Tower in 1910, and there's a YouTube video of it. No sound, because it was silent. This is Franz testing out. This is for real.
Oh.
He died.
Oh.
I mean, that was the dude actually jumping off in the parachute jacket. So the parachute jacket.
Oh my goodness.
And then they like show in the video, like carrying him away and stuff. Anyway, not a good idea, Franz.
Was that his YouTube channel?
Yeah, I believe the first YouTube channel ever. Okay.
That's sad.
Moving along to 1922.
He believed in it.
This is absolutely amazing. The baby cage. This thing was designed for parents who live in confined spaces like apartments to be able to put their child outside. And so it's a cage.
No.
Right here. I got pictures of it right here. It's a cage that is suspended out over the streets.
It looks like an air conditioning unit, but instead it's a cage with a baby in it.
Yeah, it's not an AC unit powered by a baby. It is a baby cage that is suspended out over the street.
They look so happy, those babies.
Wow.
I showed this to my wife, and she was like, that is horrible.
So
I was like, I mean, it looks secure. The kids would love it. I don't think this is that bad of an idea. Unlike 1935, the ice skating baby carrier. Now, this looks like an accident waiting to happen.
Oh, wow. This involves some coordination, I think.
So
between parents.
I mean, just think about how easily this baby could be slammed onto the ice.
I want to go left, Marie. I want to go right, Tim.
Or how about, yeah, when you run into someone else and the baby takes the brunt of the impact.
Well, that could happen too.
Okay.
Now, if they skated apart, would that pull the carrier apart, or would that pull the baby apart?
It pulls the baby up. The baby goes, whoop.
It's like a slingshot.
And down.
So it's a baby slingshot.
I don't think it's elastic.
I think it's stupid.
Okay, well, how about this? In 1938, speaking of stupid, they came out with the Firebox. This was a device that they put on fire alarms that when you pulled the fire alarm, it would grab your wrist and hold you there until the police arrived to prevent false alarms or pranksters.
I think that would be effective at that. I mean, if that's where your priority is, then this is effective.
It might also be effective in preventing all pulling of fire alarms.
That's what I'm saying.
All pulling.
That's true.
Look at her, she's happy.
Why? Because you might get burned up? Is that what you're saying?
Are you just getting that now?
No.
Okay, 1950. What better way to bring two people together than simultaneously sucking on the same cigarette? They legitimately
I've thought this for years.
This thing that you and your honey could you could hold hands and you could smoke the same cigarette at the same time.
Think about how many babies wouldn't exist if this device didn't exist.
I don't think that many people ended up using this.
I mean, that's romance to the max right there.
I mean, are cigarettes really that expensive? Let's just smoke our own. You know, it's like
It's about the romance of it, dude. It's about the intimacy.
1962, invented by M.W. Hulton, sea shoes. This is pretty simple. I mean, you've got floating shoes. He thought that you could cross bodies of water, maybe the ocean. Now,
Well, he's a businessman on a small pontoon boat.
yeah. Now, I'm not making this up. As a child, I invented this in my mind. Now, independently. Now, I don't think it's that great of an idea. I think the fact that I invented it as a child. I remember sitting there in my room thinking, you know, they've got snowshoes for snow. You could have water shoes, and you could walk on the water. This guy beat me to it. And apparently it's not a very good idea because no one has them.
Yeah, it's one thing to think of it. It's another thing to actually build it and have a photo of yourself with it.
1963, the anti-bandit bag. Now, this was a bag that was, if it was snatched from the hand of the owner, a chain released the bottom of the bag, dumping the contents on the ground.
So it would vomit.
Right. So it's just like, you know, you go up to rob somebody, and it's pretty inconvenient, you got to admit, because their stuff goes all over the ground. But the thief can only get away with what he can pick up after it falls down.
It kind of turns it into a game.
You see this guy demonstrating. He looks like the kind of guy that would be carrying around a bag.
Look at how he looks as if he's using it as a projectile weapon. Like he's holding it out.
An unbelievably large amount of things in his bag. He's got like picture frames and multiple journals. 1964. This is a great idea. The phone answering robot. This was a robot that would pick up your phone when it rang, but it would just do that. Just pick up the phone. I mean, it just
like take it off the hook.
Like, so it would be like you do this. You pick up the phone.
Ring ring.
And then I have to go in, and I have to go up to the ear of go up to the phone.
I love that it took the form factor of a human. It wasn't like an answering machine. It was literally an answering robot.
Right. It could have been just a lever, but he actually had eyes and everything. All right, 1970, the shower hood.
Wow, now that's a photo.
This keeps your entire head covered while showering. You've got the shower cap, but when you want to do more than just cover your hair, you want to cover your whole face. And incidentally, she's apparently washing the shower cap and the shower hood.
Well, I'm just now realizing there's something on her head.
I know what you mean. 1982, the anti-eating mask, described simply as a face mask for preventing the introduction of substances into the mouth of the wearer.
AKA muzzle.
No, that keeps you from talking.
This just keeps you from eating. It's a Hannibal Lecter situation.
You can still talk, but you cannot eat.
Other humans.
This is like the gastric bypass surgery of 1982. A little more embarrassing. All right, and now moving
it looks comfortable
to more modern times. Now, I put this one on the list because Time Magazine put this as the worst invention on their top 50 worst inventions of all time.
Okay.
2001, the Segway.
No.
Now, I put it on my list just because I wanted an opportunity to talk about this, because me and you think the Segway is the most entertaining thing on earth.
Listen, here's the thing. Obviously, Time put this at the top of their list. That means they've never ridden a Segway.
I mean,
no one rides a Segway and calls it stupid.
Now, this isn't, and we're not talking this like a really functional transportation device.
No one rides a Segway and doesn't look stupid.
Right.
But no one rides a Segway and then says this is stupid.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen.
It is the most fun you can have on two wheels.
While leaning.
With a helmet. I love it.
You don't have to wear it. You don't have to wear a helmet. They made you wear a helmet?
Yeah, every time.
No, they didn't.
You got to have a helmet for a Segway. It's dangerous.
We didn't wear helmets.
Yes, we did.
We were on the edge,
I have pictures of us. And finally, 2010, you may have seen this one in the famous YouTube video, the hula chair. Created in 2010, cost $250. It is supposed to simulate the hula action.
Hi, I'm Erin Lee with Perfect USA.
Whoa.
And today we brought the Hawaii chair to a very
What
limited
is this?
work in
Hawaii chair.
She's a wiggle worm, isn't she?
Look.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Why we need it?
Hawaii chair while answering phones,
Oh,
using
man.
the computer,
What?
balancing books,
What?
or filing paperwork.
What?
You can hardly call this fun. With the Hawaii chair, it takes the work out of your workday.
Now, this is probably a good time
That
for me
can't
to
be
tell you,
real.
happy early birthday.
Okay. Well, so what do you think about this invention? So tell me about the worst one. So which one you found more interesting? Which one? Actually, they were really ridiculous, I think. But so people have different ideas. So what do you think about this invention before we talk about actually the book? So tell me. It was so,
Yes,
especially the last
it's
one.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. What was that? So it was so, especially the last one. Why? Why we need a whole lot chair? So why we need to move, like shake our body when we're talking or we're doing something? That was exercise. What was that? So,
That's exercise. I think that's a way exercise. If you don't have if you don't have time, you work, you sit, you spend a lot of time to sit
yeah,
and work. You yes, don't have enough time to do exercise.
yeah.
So the pull chair is maybe is the way to
But
I don't know to have yeah.
yeah.
And the wheel, and now
Segway, you mean? Segway. It was Segway.
that the last one the uh two of the songs. The last one you will the Segway. Yeah,
Segway, of
maybe
course.
Segway. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it a lot on the street,
Yeah, of
and yeah,
course.
and the youth like it, like it.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
they
Youngsters
do
like it, of course.
yeah, and they ride it. Yeah,
Yeah.
ride it very very well.
Yeah, of course. Maybe so that was a bit actually surprising that they put them at the top of the list. So it's like the worst invention because yeah, we have it now, and lots of people, especially teenagers and for example youngsters, they used to use it. So it's like, and they didn't need actually the like to wear helmet. So it was like real. Of course we were. So if we want to ride it, so of course we wear helmet, but it's not something essential. But what was the worst? So you think if you want to put one of them at the top of the list, so as the worst invention, which one you can put?
The worst. Um, maybe the baby cage.
Yeah, of course. It was so
It
scary.
is
So
scary. Yeah.
course. Yeah, of course. About the first one, what was the result of parachute jacket's first test? I'm sorry. Oh God. So he died. Oh, I shouldn't
Then he
laugh.
died. But what happened if he success?
Of course,
If
we
he
had a new
successful?
invention. We had a new one. We had a new invention, but of course it didn't work. So it's not logical. So how you can fly? We are not bats. Actually, I think that parachute jacket was maybe formed from like the body, actually body parts of bat. So, but it's totally different. We can't fly just when I don't know, it was like really ridiculous. So we had a new invention and was really useful if of course, it would be really useful, but it didn't work. And so he died. What did the speakers compare the baby cage to? Of course, it was like a real cage. Yeah. And do you remember? So according to the
Compare, yeah, the speak compare the baby cage
yeah.
to what? I don't know.
So it was like, as they mentioned, like it's like a real cage. So it's like, for example, so it's
Uh,
like prison for
really,
babies. And
yeah.
according to the speakers, what could go wrong with the ice skating baby carrier? So that was really ridiculous, I think. So because you can't control yourself on the ice. So, okay, if you skate in two different directions, what will happen to the baby? Baby goes up and down and then
Yes.
fall down. So it's really ridiculous. People were crazy. So, do you remember they said that, if they move in different direction, if skate a different direction, of course, baby goes up and down, they can't control. So it can be dangerous.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the cigarette. We smoke it together or romance.
Of course. Yeah, of course. And I don't know if you heard it, like they said, if this actually, I don't know, like this invention, if actually it wasn't invented, so many maybe kids wouldn't use this, like because of like something romantic. It was like really ridiculous. So why we need? Maybe it was, I don't know. Maybe cigarette was expensive in the past because it was not romantic. What was that? Why we need to do this? And which invention in the video do you think was the worst? So of course you said that baby cage, and I do agree with you. It's like maybe all of them, but baby cage was really, I don't know, really dangerous, scary. But babies lie. That actually was the point. Yeah, babies really like that. Well, let's see. Okay. Do you want to answer
And
this question?
I don't know. I don't know. What is it in the number 10? I put something on
Oh
his
yeah,
head.
shower. Yeah, shower
What is it?
helmet. It was
Oh, no,
like you
no,
want to go,
no,
you want to take a
no.
shower, but you don't want to wash your face and your, for example, hair. So you
I
wear
know.
it, you put it on your head, and then you take shower. So why do you need this? Okay, so it's like,
Um,
yeah, it just, for example, maybe in the past they didn't want to, I don't know, wash their makeup when taking shower, or they didn't want, for example, to wash their hair. So they wore this helmet, like, I don't know, that thing on their heads, and then they took shower. So this was the reason why it was useful, really. If you don't,
but
ah,
I understand that device. But after that, the man put something on his head and his mouth. I what
I
is
don't,
it?
so what was that?
Uh,
It was shower. So we have, we,
no, after that.
why I don't remember. What was that?
Uh,
Let me see, just one
yeah,
minute.
yeah. It's just a head. A head.
I will. The last one was actually, so
No,
no, it
maybe
was the
the,
same. I can check
the
it.
last one.
Ah, let me see. Okay. Oh, what is that? This one. Okay. Yeah, of course. No. Let me see. Taking it just easy foods me. Oh, let me check. What is this? I forgot it. So mother know that keeps you from taking. It's just easy. Just one moment. Let me share this one to see this part again. This is okay. Interesting. Because okay, one moment. I think this one you mean.
AKA,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Let me
is.
see.
well, I'm just now realizing there's something on her head.
I know what you mean. 1982. The anti-eating mask, described simply as a
Anti-eating.
face mask for preventing the introduction of substances into the
Anti-eating.
mouth of the wearer.
AKA muzzle.
No, that keeps you from talking.
This just keeps you from eating. It's a Hannibal Lecter situation.
You can still talk, but you cannot eat.
Other humans.
This is like the gastric bypass surgery of 1982.
Of
Little more.
of course, bypass surgery in 1982. Yeah, of course. It's just,
Gastric
it's, yeah,
bypass.
it prevents you from eating. So it's just, you can talk, but you don't. It maybe it's something, a kind of diet. If you, maybe some people like nowadays, of course, with like we get bypass surgery. So I don't know, people want to lose weight. So this is the last way. So for example, you can, I don't know, do bypass surgery, but in the past, because of course there was no surgery or like something like this maybe, and because of this, they wore this mask, so they didn't eat. And oh, as you can see, it has a lock. Yeah, it really looks like the movie Hannibal. I remember the movie. So
Mm.
Of course.
More embarrassing. All right, and now moving in.
I don't know why. So people were. So actually, it's a good way in order to avoid you from eating. So you don't eat a lot.
Yeah.
So of course, of course. Wow. I'm really happy that we are living in modern era. That's really good. I can't imagine the life this way. Look, for example, now we can easily lose weight. It's really easy, just without, I don't know, making lots of effort, and we can lose weight, but in the past, everything was really difficult. Well, okay, let me share the screen. Okay, you want to answer these questions? This Edwin, so what is just, I want you not to look at these suggested answers. I want you to make your answer. Okay, what is bad invention in your opinion?
Yeah, in my opinion, the bad invention may cause harm for health, and it's not safety.
Yeah,
It's not safe. Yes,
of course.
and useless.
Useless, of course. Very good. So useless, that is really good. But let's see what other words we can use. We can say that is impractical. You know that when something is practical, or
yes.
for example, not productive. It causes harm, maybe. It causes harm, or maybe product or invention or creation that fails to achieve its intended purpose. So this is maybe it fails to achieve its intended purpose, like parachute jacket. So this is a bad. So it's impractical, it causes harm, and actually it fails to achieve its intended purpose. So because of this, it's useless. Well, the next one asks, why did people make bad invention? What do you think?
They don't intend to make a bad invention. They always hope it's successful, but they maybe they failed in some in the process and make it fail, or I think in their thoughts, in their thinking, they always want to have a good,
Yeah, of course.
a good invention.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they don't understand much about what they are doing. They were doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe they don't, yeah, they didn't have any idea about what they're doing. So it's like invention risk. So, and why it happens, so as you said, they're creating something new. Of course, maybe we don't say all ideas can succeed. So of course there are failures, so they can't. So maybe this is a risk. So we can say that, yeah, the first innovation risk, creation risk. So you are making something, but actually there are failures. So not every invention can succeed. So there is no rule about it. So this is, and the second one, maybe you don't research about, markets. So lack of market research can cause it. So you have no idea about what people need. really neat. Just, you know, you invent something and then, of course, it fails. Sometimes it's really, I didn't know, complicated. So it's not easy, like it's not user friendly, so people are not able to use it. So this is another. And of course, so there are different reasons, but I think they are the most important. And sometimes we have unintended consequences. So for example, okay, an invention may seem really great, good, okay, but maybe there are some impacts, maybe some negative impact, so people avoid using this. So we have unintended, unwanted, you don't want this, but it happens, consequences. So you think that, okay, it's perfect, everything is going well, but you know, there are some negative impacts. Like for example, plastic is really perfect. But when we think nowadays, people tend to use less than before. It's like because we know about the consequences of using plastic. It was great invention, and really useful, practical, but now we are thinking about material. Oh, it can cause harm. So this is unintended consequence. So a good example. Okay, what other bad inventions? So there are some. So what do you think? So do you know any other bad inventions? What is this? Yeah. Weapons. Yeah, really weapons.
Yeah, weapon.
Of course. Yes. Really
Weapon
bad inventions. Yeah.
It's a good invention. In some cases, it's a bad invention.
Of course. Yeah. Of course.
A good invention if we want to protect ourselves, but
yeah,
we're there to fight. Yeah, to make someone to make someone to kill someone is a very bad invention.
So it's yeah, maybe here
depend on the purpose.
Yeah, very good. It depends on the purpose. And here, why not? Now it's time to use different structures because you have, for example, I have second conditional. Here is the best actually maybe case to use second conditional. The word would be better place to live if weapons were not invented. I have passive, I have second conditional. And this is a difference. You know, just imagine the word without weapons. Maybe people, I don't know, there was no war. People didn't fight because there was no, maybe didn't hurt, didn't kill. So we can say that the world would be better place to live without weapons if weapons were not invented. So I have passive and I have second conditional together. This is grammar range. Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you. If we don't have, if we didn't invent the weapons, we will.
We would.
We won't have a war.
We wouldn't have. We wouldn't have.
We wouldn't have a war.
Well, of course. This is.
Yeah. Yeah, we will. This. We was taught.
Yeah.
We will talk. We'll talk. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked and yeah.
We talk and find a way to live for peace.
Of course, more cultured ways to talk and to solve issues, to deal with problems.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. So here, actually, you can change your answer in better way. And okay, So let's talk about internet. Of course, it's not the worst invention. So what do you think about it? Is the internet the worst invention?
Mm. The internet. The internet is the worst invention. I don't think so.
Yeah.
It has two sides, um, good and bad invention. It has a good and bad consequence.
Yeah.
It depends on the purpose we use it.
Of course. So it depends on,
Yeah.
so of course it's not considered. It's not considered the worst invention overall. Why? Because of some reason, as you said. So it has good and bad aspects, negative and positive aspects. So for example, if you want to give some positive aspects that why the internet is not the worst invention, what can you mention? The first one is global connection, connectivity, global all around the world. And another one, if you want to add another one. Some good aspects of the internet, if you want to mention, in order to prove that why the internet is not the worst invention.
The good invention of the
Yeah, of course
internet.
it's good, of course.
Yes.
So because we say that the internet is not the worst, but why it's not, because of some reasons. I want you to give me some reasons that why it's not the worst invention. Of course, you said it has good and bad aspects. Just mention one or two of them.
As you just told me that it's the connection, global connection, and send easier to send a message or information. We can see not only we can send the text, but also the image, the picture or video, and we trade. We can earn money. Yeah, it's the way to make the money. To promote, to advertise our products. It's good for business.
Of course, of course. Yeah. So as you said, actually it provides economic opportunities. We can earn, we can make more money. Of course, you're right. And what we are doing, the most important, access to knowledge. So we can learn easily. So
yes, learning. Yeah. We have a massive resources to learn.
Of course.
To learn. You can learn everything.
Of course. Everywhere, everything. So as you said, massive and in a large number of researchers, unlimited to learn, to research, to share. So they are good. So we don't say that it's, but every good invention can cause some maybe unintended negative results. So and the internet as well. Okay, so tell me about the process of inventing. So tell me, do you think there will be more bad inventions in the future, or no, you feel like that people try to maybe modify and lessen maybe the risk of having bad inventions in the future. So what do you think? You can use these phrases.
Yes, if we have the good invention, we also will have the bad invention in the future.
Yeah, in the future. Do
Yeah,
we
because
have? Yeah.
about the weapon, we also we heard much about they many countries continue to invent the um, the bio weapon or biology weapon are very dangerous.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Because maybe there will be a race or I don't know, like competition.
Nuclear weapon, a bio weapon.
Yeah, of course, of course. No, so like, you know that we can say that, especially in recent years, so we have had a really significant progress in nuclear actually energy and the use of it in order to create and make weapons. So it can be really dangerous in future if we keep going the same way. So who knows what will happen, how they can use this nuclear energy, and maybe we will have more, who knows? So they will create something. This is science, who knows? So I definitely agree with you. I do agree with you that can be really dangerous. So maybe sometimes it's better not to access some, I don't know, some sources. One of them, nuclear, it can be really useful at the same time, really dangerous. But unfortunately, power and money. So everything is about power and money. Well, we have advanced questions, so they are. Necessity is the mother of invention, is an English proverb, so of course. What does it say about the root of inventions? To what extent do you agree or disagree? So which means when we need, we create. So I need something at home, I try to make it. If I don't have money to buy, I try to create, to make something to help. So what do you think about it? Do you agree?
Yes, I definitely agree with the necessity. Necessities is the model of the invention. If it's not, if it not practical, um, every inventions, uh, um, every inventions will be the best. Will be um, it's just inventions only. We cannot use it in the in it's
Yeah,
not practical. Yeah.
yeah, of course. Yeah,
So we can it we can use it and it have to have our life. So it's a real invention.
of course. Yeah, of course. So we can say necessity drives creativity. If you need, you will be creative. And just how to use, you wanted to say that not
Um,
something that you want to say, you can use it this way. Not every invention is practical. So this is the way that you can say that no, maybe sometimes we have some bad inventions that are not practical. So not all or not every invention is practical.
yeah.
Yeah, of course. But when we have a pressing, like, need, we are under pressure, actually it makes us creative. So we try to find a way to, I don't know, deal with. So of course, we agree. And yeah, maybe. Do you think good inventions can become bad ones and vice versa in the future?
Yes, maybe. We have many good inventions. Will be, but in the past, it used to be a good invention, but now it's the bad become the bad one.
Of course.
It's because it's not necessary anymore. It yeah,
Yeah,
necess
necessary. Of course, it's not necessary anymore. Yeah. Maybe in the past it was really useful, necessary, but now it's not really useful. Yeah. And it's believed that whether an invention is bad or good, it depends on the way we use it. What is your opinion on this matter? Whether an
the
invention is bad or good?
inventions is bad or good depend on the way we use it. Yes, for example, the weapon,
Of course.
yeah, or the internet. We
Yeah.
can use the internet. Uh, how yeah, it's depend how we use it. It's good, not good for your life. Depends on the way you use it.
Yeah. Of
Yes,
course.
I agree. I agree with this.
Yeah. Of course. So it depends on the way that we use an invention. It can cause some good or bad consequences or maybe effects on our lives. So, of course, I do agree. Well, okay, we talked about this topic, inventions, technology, and now it's time to talk about a new topic. If you have any questions related to this word, you can ask. If no, let's keep going with the new topic.
Um, it's depend on you.
Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions
I,
related to this
I
topic?
don't have. I don't have.
Okay, so let's go. Of course, let's get started with the new topic. Okay, so this one, consumer crazy. So what is this? Let me see. Okay, shopping. We had Black Friday. So tell me about Black Friday in your country. How was that? So do you have Black Friday?
Oh yes, we have a Friday, but I don't know which day. What's the day? Maybe it's in the Friday in November, and Black Fridays on November in November, but
Of
I don't
course.
know what.
Of
And
course.
I
Normally,
didn't buy.
so you didn't buy anything?
Yes, I usually buy it when I need.
Yeah,
I
of
buy
course.
it around around a year.
Like, that is really good. Actually, it's good, when it's Black Friday, so it's offers, discounts. So, of course, it's really good to buy what you need, but it's not really easy. So, I don't know about your country, but it's, in my country, actually, this is the last Thursday of November, like the 4th
The
Thursday
last
of course.
Thursday.
Thursday of November, but it's not one day actually. Like normally we start a few days before, like it's like the fourth Thursday of November. That it's the following Thanksgiving Day. So it's the Friday following Thanksgiving. So that is actually this is Black Friday, but it's maybe more than one day. It's not. Maybe we have like I don't know a week that you can find some discounted and I don't know goods and products you can buy, but it's really I don't know. I think it's heavy traffic. I don't know
Mm.
pressure because this is Black Friday, so everyone want to have I don't know some goods. Sometimes we can see that, I don't know, people make trouble. So yeah, of course, they break everything, they do something wrong. I don't know, because they want to buy something special in some places. And let me ask you, Min, have you ever spent more than you could afford without planning?
Yes, I think so. Yes, I have.
What was that?
More thing I can afford.
What was it?
I
Yeah.
I always think like that. I always think about the price. Before I buy.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I think I always cared about my money
Yeah.
before I buy something, so I don't spend more than I could like more than I can afford.
Yeah. Of course, it's like, let me give you some examples how to say. Sometimes we buy something and it's like that we know that, oh, there is no money anymore, but I like it, I buy it. So how to say, it's not bad to learn some phrases that you can use. For example, when you bought a car and you want to say that, oh, I bought that car and there is no money in my pocket anymore. I don't have any money. That was the last. So how to say, there are different phrases. So you know that when something is really expensive, we say that it cost for an arm and a leg. For example, that cost an arm and a leg. So that is just really expensive. And you can say that, for example, buying that car broke the bank. No money anymore. I'm out of money, right? So that is broke the bank. Or you can say that car cleaned out my wallet. It means I have no money anymore because it cost an arm and a leg. It's so expensive. So they're the idiom that we use. So for example, that car cost me an arm and a leg. Well, so of course, there are informal expressions that we normally use when talking, when speaking. For formal situation, we have different that, for example, we say that something left me financially strained. That is formal, but now we don't need to. Okay, or for example, depleted my saving, finished my saving, depleted my saving. Well, and how do you feel when you realize you don't need the things you just bought? Oh, it's really bad.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. It's guilty pleasure.
Sometimes I buy a dress,
Yeah.
and when I get home, I don't like it, and I don't wear it. Yeah. I don't have any case, any chance to wear it.
Yeah.
It's not suitable anymore.
Of course,
Yeah.
I know what you say. So I think the problem is with mirrors. Yeah, really. So, yeah, really. I don't know if you have experience, you wear something, especially clothes or shoes. Perfect when you are in the store, it's perfect. And you say, wow, it's great lip. And then you buy it, you go home. And say, what is that? Why? It's definitely different from what you wore at the store. So yeah, and sometimes it's really useless. So it's really beautiful, but for example, there is no occasion to wear. Like, okay, so where to wear it? So I don't know. So it's not regret after buying. Well, the first word of this lesson, we have 3 minutes, so we only have the first word, coincidentally. So, because
coincidentally
means accidentally.
Accidentally, yeah.
Yeah. Accidentally is coincidentally, because of chance. I coincidentally met someone who looked just like me on the street. So it means you don't expect it, but suddenly happen. So coincidentally is the first one. And this is adverb. Well,
I call in.
of course, read it. Read it.
I call in incidentally. I call in then. I call incidentally.
Of course. Coincidentally, of course. You can say, let me say, if you know the meaning, you can say, for example, unexpectedly, or you can say accidentally, you can say by chance. So it's like different, of course. Accidentally, by chance, of course. For example, you want to say by chance. You don't want to say coincident. You say, by chance, I ran into my old friend at the supermarket. That is coincidentally. By chance is easier. By chance, I suddenly saw. By chance, I ran into my old friend at a supermarket. It means I suddenly saw her or him. Ran into someone or run into, that is past because of I say ran into, means to see someone unexpectedly. So this way, coincidentally, yeah, of course. Do you want to use it? We have 1 minute, you can use it. You make a sentence.
By chance, I met my friend in the restaurant.
No, I don't like meet here. Why? Because when you meet someone, you plan for it. You know, you have a meeting, so you know that you're going to meet your friend, you know. But when you say by chance, you ran into someone. Or for example, here, of course, I like this. I met. This is correct. I don't want to say that it's not correct. But, you know, it's like, you know, I don't know. I don't like it. Maybe we have better. So, I saw her. Yeah, of course. When we have met, yeah. But it's correct. I don't want to say that no, if you say that's no, it's not correct. It's correct, but we have better alternatives. So if you saw her suddenly, it's better. I ran into, this one is better. I ran into my old friend by chance.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Of course. Yeah. Well, and for example, by chance or unexpectedly, you found yourself at the same coffee shop with your friend. You both heard, yeah, it's like, you know, this way is better. But of course, if you use, no one says it's not correct. Well, okay, let's skip this topic. We'll talk about it later. We have some words and phrases. Okay, do you have any questions, any issues related to this word?
No question. Thank you.
Okay, so have a wonderful week and day, of course, and see you at the next session.
Yeah, thank you.
You're
Goodbye.
welcome. Goodbye.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. A pleasure. Bye-bye.